Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
All good things must come to an end, and it's possible that this is my last time here with Keith Good, who is so good and the owner of Good's Holistic Healing. He's our Reiki practitioner, energy healer, and again, it's goodsHolisticHealing.com. Pleasure to see you here today, darling. A little bittersweet knowing that it's our last, or maybe our last, but thank you for being here, and I just want to commend you on becoming a friend and being so awesome to so many as a healing mentor, crystal healer, and so much more. So please say hello, Keith. How are you?
I'm doing well. How is everybody out there, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing
So we
fantastic,
are
excited, good energy today.
good. Well, my name is Keith Good, founder of Good Holistic Healing, and we'll start out with saying that you can reach me at goodsHolisticHealing.com, info@goodsHolisticHealing.com, or at 406-272-6006.
Got it. Well, thank you so much. And you've been helping so many. And, just a little overview of the work you're doing from crystal, healing as a Reiki master, you're a meditator, you're a guide. What did you want to, get across today for your listeners since this is kind of like a recap show, I guess, right?
Well, I think so. I think that we want to remind everybody that this is an inside job, meaning whatever client comes to me, it's really about working with you inside yourself. It's not about what I do. I just do the guiding. I do the guiding with the channeling the Reiki. Do the guiding with helping you choose what crystals you might need to use for the right energies. I do the guiding on the how to meditate, and of course I do spiritual mentoring, which is probably right now my biggest um, class that I do is people that want spiritual mentoring that are questioning things, and I don't tell you what to believe. I don't tell you where to go. I just give you ideas on what you might look into. There's plenty out there. They all work together. We we want to remember that Reiki in and of itself is a good start. I've said many times on here that Reiki helps to start the energies moving um, that people are not even aware they have going on, because we've put too many blocks in our way because of outside influences that we let affect us. And if we can get other energies moving, then that will help us to start looking at ourselves, going into the meditation and the spiritual mentoring. I do want to mention that I do have a YouTube channel. You can just see, if you're on the website, you can get to it from there. Um, we've also started a new YouTube channel that's not really part of the business, but it's showing you the personal side of me. And it's just, if you get onto YouTube and put in at the Good Adventure 25, you'll find it. It's what we're doing on our personal side, more of
Good
how
Adventure
to
25. All right, got it.
yeah, and I hope
Awesome.
other people watch that. We're doing well with it. We're doing much better with it than we're doing with Good Holistic Healing. But I do have a Good Holistic Healing YouTube channel, and a lot of good information on there. Actually, almost if anybody has missed any of these episodes and can't find them in the audio or in the video, almost every one of these has been put on YouTube, as of late. So that's a good way for people to look and see what has been happening on this podcast. And there are other ones too. There are others about shadow work and so forth on there as well. So, um, so yeah, that's a real quick synopsis or quick overview of what I do. Um, the uh, the energy work that needs to be done, and I guess the big, like I said, this is an inside job, and I'm not really kidding
Mm-hmm.
about that at all. I mean, you have to do the work, and you have to connect with your spirit. And I want to remember, there are a lot of people out there that say you connect with your higher self, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, you don't connect with your higher self. You connect with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because yourself is spirit. This is just a meat suit, an avatar for your spirit to experience things.
Yeah.
So self is the spirit, is the soul. So when you're connecting, you're connecting to self. Um, and that's what you have to connect with, because the self is what is everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
It came first. Um it never was born. Just your body, your physical was born, but your spirit was not born. Your spirit will not die when your physical dies. So in order for you to ascend closer to your higher power, you need to deal with your spirit, not with your physical. And if you deal with your spirit, the physical will be taken care of.
Mm.
So I invite everybody, and I mean everybody, that has any questions about anything to email me, call me, contact me. I'm more than willing to help you. I will say that there are some changes coming up, some very good changes coming up with Goods Holistic Healing. I just had some people here in Colorado contact me about sharing a space with them, and our prices will be changing, and they'll be changing to be lowered instead of running. In other words, we won't charge anything, and you just give what you feel is what you feel it's worth for you to have the service.
Oh, beautiful.
Because the truth of the matter is, I don't own spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't really. I have a hard time, and have been dealing with this for a long time. I have a hard time charging my prices because I don't own this. This is universal. This is part of the higher power, the source, the God, whatever you want to call him. Um, if anybody, the higher power owns this. I can't sell something, so we're working with that to see how we can work that out. That'll be posted on the website, and like I said, we will be asking for donations so that I can continue my work, because that's the only way I can continue my work is if I have a little bit of income.
Absolutely.
So to rent the space that I use it with and so forth. So keep in touch. Watch the website. There'll be announcements coming on the website. There'll be things coming out on YouTube, and I think that's the main way to people to really get some interesting information from this.
Awesome. So you will continue. We podcast, but doesn't mean it's the end of you. You're there, you're around, and you're on the YouTube channel, helping so many. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anything up and coming? Any what are you talking about on the shows? Anything in particular? Here we are, first month of the new year. What's happening soon? What are you feeling? What are you knowing? What are people coming to you for?
Well, we really haven't had a lot of clients come in lately, and part of that's because I've been in a transition moving from one state to the other. Um, and the virtual side of this hasn't taken off as well as I'd like it to, but I'm hoping to get some other access to people here as I get acquainted with people in this field in this area. Like I said, I've been invited to share this, and this is quite a group. They say in the summertime they have a monthly get together that includes about 80 people a month. So we're hoping that we can start working together with people in the area. I'll never exclude anybody that wants to come to me virtually. That could be done. I don't have to have an office space for that. I can do that right here in my camper. Um, so yeah, so the YouTube channel, just I don't know, whatever comes around at the time, and I'm thinking about, or people are questioning me about, and so forth. That's how I come up with the subjects for that. I think the next subject for coming out with that is going to be something similar to the spiritual mentoring, and the fact that we have to work this ourselves. And I think that's going to be coming out soon. I've approached that in the past, but there's always different twists, and you never know what's going to hit somebody. So we do different things in different angles, and that's one of the things that we want to remember is that one of the issues we have as human beings is we don't look at all the angles. We forget to look at every angle there is. Um, and that's because of our way we've been raised. We've been raised to see it this way. And therefore we don't necessarily want to look at it from the other side, you know. If I was one time out at a campfire at my sister's house, and I was talking to one of my relatives about this fire. We had a nice big fire going on. I was back in Pennsylvania, and we got to talking about things. And I said, you know, you're not seeing this fire the same way I am because you're at a different angle than I am. Even if you sit where I'm sitting, you're still looking at it at a different angle because your eyes are positioned different. You're up, they're higher, lower. Everything is so you can't see the same perspective that the other person sees, no matter what. So you have to remember that when you try to look at people and say, well, why are they doing that? Well, they have a different perspective of things than you do. Doesn't matter why they're doing it. What are you doing? How do you perceive it? And how can you learn from it? So those are the kinds of things that will be coming up on the YouTubes. There'll be different things like that, and hopefully I'll get some more individuals working with it shortly. I really enjoy the one-on-ones with people, and it doesn't. The night, like I've said in the past, the nice thing about virtual is that you can be at home. You don't have to travel to me. You can be at home and be very comfortable in your own place, and so that makes it easier for you to, you don't have travel time. You can be on vacation. You can be in your house. You can do anything you want and still get the um whatever it is you might need. Keeping in mind, energy knows no time or space, so it doesn't matter where you are and where I'm at. We can still feel each other's energies, and because they just travel, they just go. That's how Reiki can be done by distance. And I don't even have to see you on a screen to do Reiki with you. I can do that. I've done that many times, just saying you be here, you be laying down at this time, and so forth. And Reiki is channeled to you, and some people say it's actually stronger than when they're in person with me, simply because um, they don't have the white coat syndrome type thing. They don't have the worry about somebody, you're going to be right there with somebody there and so forth, where you're just comfortable and just relaxing, and Reiki can be channeled. So there's a lot of opportunities. I encourage people to come in and get a consultation. Even if we charge a little bit for any of our stuff, the consultations are free and they're an hour long to find out if this is for you or not. So I certainly encourage that. Um, so
Awesome.
so yeah,
Let me ask, what is around your neck? Is that symbolic of anything that you do?
that's
Is it like
that's
a
no,
pendulum or is it a cowboy
it's
type
an
thing?
it's no, it's the abalone shell that I always wear. It's just a piece of an abalone shell. It's not the whole shell, and I wear it all the time. Usually, it's underneath my shirt, and it's for peace. It's for peacefulness. And I just thought today I'd show it off a little bit too. So this is possibly our last time together. Um,
All
and
dressed up for the special occasion.
yeah, I even have the logo on my shirt.
I see that.
There's
Beautiful.
actually, there's actually, I don't think I've ever explained that in the past, that I have the
No.
same logo in three different colors. The original logo was green and yellow. And the logo that I have actually came to me in a meditation. I did not design it. It was designed for me, and it came to me in a meditation. And it came to me as green and yellow. So green and yellow are the heart and the solar plexus. So heart is love, solar plexus is confidence or outgoingness or whatever. So that was interesting that's sort of like one-on-one when you see each other one-on-one. Then I took those colors and I said, okay, virtual should be purple and blue because purple is spiritual or ether. So we're moving through the ether to discuss and talk and do the programming. So we have the purple and the blue. Blue is communication. And of course, that's communication through whatever means. And so that's the throat and the third eye, or the throat and the crown. Okay. And then I have a third one that nobody's ever seen unless they've been on my website. And it's red and orange. And red and orange, or the root chakra is red and the sacral is orange. Well, that came about because if I do retreats or hikes or anything out on in the earth, that's grounding, which is the root chakra. So we have the earth, which is red and orange, then the middle ones, and then the higher ones. And the higher ones. So that's how we've come up with all these different colors, but the green and yellow were the original. And you'll see more green and yellow than anything else. But that's why I have the purple and blue on today.
Ah, nice. I never knew that. Wow. And when did you start? I mean, this career of, being an intuitive. I mean, you've always probably done it, but Goods Holistic Healing. When did you actually start the company?
2017 is when the
Okay.
actual company started. That's when I got my Reiki master. 9 years ago, and I was given a directive from Spirit to 9 years ago to go on an intensive spiritual development path for 10 years. 10 years stint of this. And that started 9 years ago. Now, it doesn't mean that I wasn't doing spiritual development and spiritual seeking before that. It means that I went on a very, very intensive path. And I mean, reading book after book after book, becoming the Reiki master, becoming all the school that I went to, which is now I can't UMS University of Metaphysical Sciences, which is an online university. Anybody can get it. I encourage anybody that wants to get into this to do that. That's where I got I got 2 degrees out of them. I got a bachelor's and a master's from there, and I could go on for a PhD, but I'm not sure I even want to go that far. But I went on this intensive path, and I had no idea where I was going. I really had no idea what was going to happen to me. A book was set in front of me, and I started reading. And I have read, I don't know how many books, but I have read Edgar Tolle and James von Prague and Mary Summer-Rain and on and on and on. I can't even remember all the authors. I started out with a lady because I didn't know what intuition was. I didn't know what they meant by intuition. So I started out trying to define intuition to myself. And intuition for a woman is intuition. Intuition for a man, we call it a gut feeling.
Yes,
But it's
my
all the
gut.
same.
My gut. Yeah, yeah, it is.
But I didn't understand that. And so that's where I started. But the point is that I'm on 9 years into it. I started it in February 9 years ago, and this is the
Mhm.
end of January.
Yeah.
So I have one more year of this intensive development. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I know that it has taken me so many different directions, down so many rabbit holes, from megaliths to star people to working inside yourself to Reiki to crystal work to pendulum work to
Mm-hmm.
just on and on and on. And so I guess I encourage anybody who wants to do something similar to that or is directed to do something similar to that to keep an open mind and don't worry about where you're going because you're going down the right way. I know that when I first started this about a year into this intensive path I was in, I I had about 3 months when I wasn't reading and I just didn't feel like reading and I wasn't doing anything. And I kept saying to myself, I'm not doing anything my spiritual seeking. I'm not doing anything that I was told to do. And then when the 3 months was over, that's when I realized I was doing something. I had done so much in research and studying that I had to let it all sink in before I moved on. So there was things going on, but they were going on inside of me that are where I wasn't aware of them. And so but I was very upset with myself. I was perturbed at everything that was going on because I felt like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. But you have to open your mind up and let it all come in. So
Mm.
that's sort of where I'm at now. I have one more year up. I'll never stop spiritual seeking. Never.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing journey and path that you're on. And, someone out there today who, maybe feeling just a little off, a little feeling down, not familiar with this whole other side of energy and healing. I mean, it's new to some people, right? And people back in the day would judge it as woo woo, wah, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like you can help them. Can you tell them like some of the things that you can work on with them that they may be suffering, going through mentally, physically, spiritually? Blockages, whether it's not getting the job they want. I mean, I'm speaking for you, but what are some of the common things that people come to you with, Keith?
Probably the most common thing that people have been coming to me lately is questioning their religion because they think things aren't adding up in these times. And so I have a lot of people that are coming to me about saying, well, what about this? What about that? Why can't we go? And of course that goes into the spiritual mentoring. But as far as physical goes, the biggest thing about physicality and so forth is that when you become spiritually fit, your physical ailments, your physical wants are become less of an issue because you're no longer under the stress. You're no longer putting yourself under that stress. And that's another common thing is that people come in and want to be stress relieved. And stress release is just simply Reiki does a great job of releasing stress, and so does meditation. And we use the Reiki and meditation together um, to help release the stress, and then that can help to heal a lot of different aspects of a person. I've had people come to me that have had cancer. Um, a lot of people come to me, and they both the last two people that had cancer came to me knew that they weren't going to make it through it, but that helped the Reiki and the energy work helped them to transition over into the next world. And that's sometimes a very good thing because people don't understand how this works, and they think that when they're gone, and that's not true. We all have spirit, and when we're gone, just the physical is gone, you know, and we move on in spirit. So I think that those are probably the most important things to worry about is to reduce stress because reducing stress because almost I would say 90% or more of all ailments are stress related because as soon as we become stressful we put blocks in our body. We either block the sacral, we block the root, we block the solar plexus. So sometimes any number of things we can block because of in the chakra system because of the stress that we're under. And of course, the energy goes somewhere. So if you can't, energy doesn't disappear. It just transmutes into something else. It just changes its form. So if you are putting yourself under that much stress and creating blocks, it's going to create issues with your body. It can also create issues with your spirit, and it can also create issues with your mind. So once we become spiritually fit, we can alleviate an awful lot more. And the biggest way to become spiritually fit, in my book, I mean, this is meditation and spiritual mentoring and all that, but the real thing is to start bringing your higher power into your life. Don't let him. Don't and be aware that he is already there. You are spirit. Your spirit is part of your higher power. And when you put God out away from you, you're becoming the prodigal child. You need to come home. And I don't mean come home in the spirit form of losing your body. I mean come home in your spirit and be part of God, be part of the unified field. That will help you to reduce a lot of stress. And that's done through prayer, meditation, because don't we all talk about meditation, we forget about prayer,
Yeah, it's true.
you know.
And everyone has their own beliefs of who, whatever, but there's just one higher power. I never understood how people pray to certain different things. And I'm like, isn't it all the same? Like, there can't be more than one God or more than one. It's all has to be the same. We're the same creations, but that's maybe for another topic or another day.
Well, I can real quick say this. We're the narrow-minded when God isn't. He doesn't care how we worship.
Yeah. My son went to church Monday night, his first confession. He's 7, turning 8. He was so scared, so nervous. But it was so cute to see him go through this process. And I'm like, you ask, God, forgive your sins from home, but this is nice to do it in person with someone, but trying to teach the little ones about faith and that too. It's amazing.
Yeah, sure is. Sure is. So yeah, so we're looks like we're about out of time here. So I want to mention that you reach me at goodsholistichealing.com. Info@goodsholistichealing.com for an email, and 406-272-6006. Be happy to entertain anybody that comes along and talk to them about anything there is.
Thank you so much. And until next time, I'm sure we'll meet again. It's been a pleasure having you here. And best of luck with the YouTube channel again. What is it?
It's just Good Holistic Healing 3014, I think.
Perfect. Thank you so much. If not,
And
just
the
Google
and the,
Keith
and the
Good. Go ahead.
and the other YouTube channel is The Good Adventure 25.
Perfect. That was it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you have a fantastic day. Okay. We'll talk soon. I'm sure we will. Thank you. The best of
Okay.
luck to you and your family and all your adventures in life. Thank you. Bye bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.